at which it had gotten.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to the platform times. Power brokers jostle as Tinubu picks successor to Yakubu. Aso Rock weighs loyalty, competence in final decision. Looks like very soon. I think, were you the one who said that?
I don't think.
Mrs. Umbu will not stay that long. I also didn't expect that she would stay that long. And what this administration is trying to do is that they don't want to look like the Buhari administration that was indecisive in appointing the next INEC chairman, operational term, appointing, which is largely debatable. But the president is likely to present Professor Joash Amupitan, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, a professor of law in University of Jos. So is more likely to be presented to the Council of Elders, so to speak, my word, the State Council, talk about the former president, the Senate, etc., who would now go ahead to the Senate again to ratify his appointment. But we want to see somewhat of integrity, someone who has passed security test. They said this man has passed security test, but we want someone who is going to take the point at which INEC boss left it, Mahmood Yakubu, to the next level.
Yes.
Okay, Toma, hold your thoughts. I understand that we need to quickly go on a short break. Okay. Just stay with us here on TVC Breakfast. We'll be looking at what the papers have reported this morning, and then we're currently on the platform times, which looks to the power broker jostling for the successor to Mahmood Yakubu. And Etoma, I read out the name, Professor Joash Amupitan, who is said to be from Kogi State, a professor of law, and then he's above 50 years, of course, understands the law. So, but we do not know yet whether he's going to be the one or not. But what do you want to see in the next INEC boss?
I want an INEC that gives us a promise and keeps to it. I want to see the digital side of elections working seamlessly. I want a situation where my grandmother, can go out and vote because she knows that she's not going to be harassed. There will not be any violence happening. I want to see an INEC boss that can organize an election where everybody will go and come back and feel good. Now, it's easy to say these things. The thing the INEC boss has to do to achieve this is a whole lot. So we want an INEC box that's a workaholic, an INEC box that is incorruptible, an INEC judge that many of us will come to see has a lot of integrity, because so many stories fly around about dealings with the INEC boss. So we want to hear less of those stories and see more of positive actions.
And Ria, we just mentioned a name, and I believe that there are also many other names that have actually been pushed.
We still have other names. We have Justice Abdullahi Mohammed Liman, Court of Appeal. We have Lai Urode, former INEC National Commissioner. So these are other names that, will still be vetted to see. So we get to see who the final person will be. But for me, what I want to see is an INEC boss that will make the youths believe in voting again. Because the youths, we have the power. At some point, we kind of lost it, because we feel like our votes do not count. So if we're getting a new chairman, he has to give us that feeling that when we come out, when we vote, it will count. That feeling that he's not corrupt, that feeling that nobody can buy him, that feeling that no amount, can buy him, that feeling that he's going to be true and he's going to be just. So for me, that's all I want. I want the youth to have hope in voting again. I want to be able to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to vote for someone and not be afraid that, my vote will not count.
Absolutely. And then the reality is that, since Mahmoud Jega, I think, INEC institution as a commission has, seen, people of high integrity, people who are really down to earth when it comes to, understanding our electoral processes. Mahmoud Yakubu also did a whole lot of things, ensuring that he registered the largest number of voters in electorates, in Africa. So these are the things. But the APC, because I understand that the APC chairman, Nentawe Yewatda, was also consulted because he was an INEC rec. And he was like, he only gave them institutional advice. He said, I don't want to have anything to do with it, so that it doesn't look like I have an influence or the party has an influence. But whoever is being pushed forward, any day, any time, people will still criticize. No matter what.
Indeed, absolutely. Tom, I have to say your monologue about the sort of INEC that you want, you know, because you've been in this industry and you've seen Nigeria through her various stages, Ria as well. And since we're going to
saw Professor, he was you know, tenure as well.
But when we think about when INEC was founded, it was founded on very lofty ideals and very altruistic principles.
That's right.
It wanted every vote to count, and it wanted every voter to matter.
That's
and
right.
so I want to see an INEC boss that makes sure that every vote matters, and not just that, take it, like you said, Ria, take into account the unique needs of this current polity, the younger people, the older people, the people with disabilities. I want to see that. I love the fact that Professor Amupitan is a legal scholar. It means that he's a very principled man. He understands the precepts of law. But what we must remember generally with INEC is that INEC's credibility is a litmus test for whether we are a true democracy or not. And so everything they do shows us how far we've come in terms of our democratic maturity.
That hits the nail.
Yes, sorry, Ibrahim, I also would want an INEC boss that can stand pressure, because
you want plenty things from this INEC boss. You want plenty things from this INEC boss.
A lot of things for him. Look, listen, it's about
all
time.
region. This is a country that has diverse, you know, ethnic groups, tribes, etc. And then you want to see people saying, yeah, we are from the southeast, this person is against us. We are from the northeast, this person is against us. We are from the south, southwest, etc. So it's a country that it's very difficult to manage. So you as an INEC boss, you are determining who is going to steer the affairs of this nation for the next 4 years.
So
we say
your
pressure,
ability to withstand pressure, whether positive or negative,
and must be incorruptible.
And you have
that's
to be
where I want to
incorruptible.
come to. For me, I think that's the most important, the fact that you cannot be bought. Because if we have an INEC chairman that can be bought, and that is a problem, that's a big problem for Nigeria.
So nobody should
yes,
say,
you are able to stand the pressure, but first of all, you need to be sure that you keep your integrity.
But Tim, I have to say, I would like to see us focusing more on, you know, like we're talking now, forward-thinking conversations about the sort of INEC that we want to see. I mean, yesterday I saw something that there was a court order that ordered the arrest of the outgoing Mahmood Yakubu. It's holding us back, if you ask me.
After the president has given him all those honors, then we see that again, quite confusing.
No, it's just normal. You know, it's just
the
normal.
thing is
Some people have not healed, you know, from the last election.
It's a free country. Anybody can sue anybody.
You know, Ibrahim, if people argued about the 2023 election, then there's nothing they cannot argue about again. So.
I love that. All right, then let's move on to the Hope newspaper. Let's share some hope, and I think it actually comes with
a lot of
very
hope.
hopeful news.